Evening all, welcome to the Tank Squad. Right, we're continuing our little motif of tank running, and this is basically because I'm rather enjoying it. If you're a big kind of follower of the channel, you'll probably also be kind of looking now at the 50th video of Kicking Dust with regards to Uprising. Now the way we did it is we did an original series of videos which was fittings, tactics, and generally kind of like a magazine style I guess video series for the original Chromosome piece. And when Uprising came out and effectively the game was released proper, we decided to call this series 2. And yeah, I'm amazed we've reached 50 videos of Kicking Dust. So we we may do some kind of special celebratory, I don't know, video at some point, but hopefully that is testament to what an awesome game this is. In terms of total videos, I can actually report we've done 90 videos of Uprising. That's pretty impressive, hopefully you'll agree. You've probably watched them all, I'm sure you're all fans and I'm sure you're all loving them. I'm kidding, I bet half of you haven't even seen the other series, so no problem. Enjoy them at your own time. So really I think what we're going to do today is talk around tanks, I think. Talk really around also where Dust is going, how my opinion of it is currently at the moment, and really just let's see what exciting things maybe are coming soon. I am loving tanking. I think this is very typical of EVE. Let me share some old collective wisdom from way back, which was when people started playing EVE Online. What they very quickly realized was, hey, I like mining, or hey, I enjoy hunting pirates, or whatever it may be. And there was an enjoyment, there was the fun of doing it, and then there was the decline into boredom. And that's because when, it depends on the kind of activity, but usually, eventually you get bored of everything, right? With EVE, I remember it very clearly, is, I would almost reinvent my game every 2 years. And what that would be is I'd probably got bored of doing whatever I was doing. So if it was mining or building capital ships or stealing titans, whatever it is, by the time you get to a particular point, you just think to yourself, I've had enough of this. And because it's a game, because there's nothing really kind of real worldy in here, you are free within the barriers of the game to do what you wish. There is no police force that's going to come kick your door in for being a bad guy or a good guy or whatever it may be. So there is this wonderful, liberating moment in every multiplayer online game player's life where really just all of a sudden you realize, actually none of this matters, let's go and switch it up a bit. So in a very long way of saying, that is actually what happened to me in this game, where, I love playing as PYREX because, you've got a really good scout suit, really good gunning skills. Everything about that character is comfortable. It's it's the soft, comfortable pair of shoes, or, the puppy that is always there and you can trust. But what I actually quite enjoy is the fact that I've gone into tanking and it's completely changed the game. So I would urge others who are maybe getting a bit bored of Dust, or maybe they're kind of, not bored, but they're kind of, there's nothing really maybe challenging about the game anymore. You're a killing machine and everybody else does. That's why they run away and cry and soil themselves. But basically what you want to have is perhaps a different experience. And for me, tanking is just a totally different experience. I am loving playing with this tank. I'm not great with it. As you can see, I'm a bit kind of ham-fisted when it comes to controlling it as well, because I'm switching on modules pretty badly. If you imagine me sat in the little tank pilot seat, I'm just mashing buttons with my fist. But it seems to be working, so I'm not going to complain. And I think it's just a totally different, it's a very different way of doing things. So I'd highly recommend, if you're getting a bit bored of doing what you're doing, try something else. And I think you'll actually have some fun, and I would heartily recommend it, in fact. And I think certainly for me, tanking, LAVs, even dropships, I've even been trying to remember how to fly dropships. The camera's a bit weird, isn't it? I'm sure some of you are kind of looking at me now saying, yep, it's ridiculous. And that is that's kind of the crazy thing about the game is sometimes things change so much that you have to kind of relearn them again, which I would remind people is actually quite fun. Anyway, so there we go. That's why I'm tanking. I am enjoying tanking. This is one video. I'm just going to show you another one now, because that round pretty much ended because the sniper tank came on. So I'm just going to show you this one. This was, again, different map, but I do love tanks. And I know they're ridiculously expensive and they're pretty easy to kill, but, I think I am rather enjoying them. And this is, again, this map is probably a bad idea to use tanks, but I'm always game for a laugh, so I think it's always good just to try and see how you do. So anyway, let's talk maybe about the game in general. I would say Dust has certainly got there now. I think it's never really felt this good ever. It is feeling excellent, and I think, you know, a lot of people kind of mistake when I kind of do a negative video, let's say, they think I'm kind of willing the game's active destruction or something, which isn't true. Like anything, if you love something, like a football team or something, you're going to be the most critical of that team. And I know it sucks, and I know we shouldn't do it, but we're all slaves to emotions and passions, etc. So there's not a lot you can do when, you know, you love a game, or you love a team, or a football team, or a baseball team, or whatever it may be. You know, there is always going to be that frustration of, oh my god, why do they keep messing with it? I want to have fun. I want to see this get this win. I want to see this team win, or whatever it is. But unfortunately, that's not the way things work. You have to kind of take the rough with the smooth. And I think Dust is a great example of this. I think, you know, Eve and CCP rather, I think they have quite a challenge on their hands to keep, you know, both Dust and Eve and EVR, or, you know, Valkyrie, or whatever they call that thing. All of these products they're coming up with, World of Darkness as well, are very kind of challenging products, which, you know, I'm afraid to say, with a company like CCP, I think unfortunately you do have people who are kind of willing the fail upon them. And I think that's rather sad, because if you have a particular product that you like, or if you have a particular, I don't know, car you like, or a type of clothes, or whatever it is, you know, a particular food, you kind of have to you have to support the company in some way or another. Now, I'm not saying we all have to go out there and buy Eve products and blah blah blah. I'm just saying at the moment, you know, this is a real challenge for CCP to kind of prove that this is a success and this is a sustainable investment, and you know that is only done by the community really rallying around the game. Now, I know that is just the ultimate irony of me saying that, because I'm a negative shitbag at times, but hey, I like to be the typical Brit and be aggressive but polite. Built as an empire, and I'm proud of that. So I just think, you know, the future of this game is certain. I think this is going to be a very successful game. It's already, I think, possibly doing better than maybe planned, because, you know, not to be rude, it was built on a budget. It was something that I think was a bit of a test as well. And I would like to think that, you know, yes, we don't have tens of thousands of people logging in, but you still have thousands of people logging in. And I think this is without much or any marketing. I think the only marketing they did was on the arse, or the ass, of a cage fighter who I never saw again. So I can only assume he literally got cop dropped in the first round. So I just get the impression that they've not really marketed it. I try to always kind of do my best by the game when I do videos of it, because I do get a lot of people saying to me, oh, I never heard of Dust, saw your channel, saw the video, thought it was good, gave it a try, and I love it. And when you get those, it's really nice, because you realise that actually, I'll be honest with you, I sometimes forget that with a voice piece of any kind, I'm amazed that I have, 4,500 subscribers. I'm amazed. And I sometimes forget that when I'm in the wrong kind of mood, I can say something a bit negative and a bit kind of arsey, the kind of thing you say to your mate down the pub. But it's like the equivalent of having 4,500 people hear it, ideally. But I need to be a bit more cautious of that, because if I'm honest, I've never had a major problem with this game. Even when they nerf whatever it may be, the Flaylog, when they ended the glorious reign of my Flaylog, I still was okay with it, because at the end of the day, there's still a fantastic game here. Even if they nerfed everything and, made the game completely different, you'd still be here because you're kind of committed to this. Do you know what I mean? You've actually kind of invested your time, you've got your character, you've got your friends. And I would stress that if this isn't a solo game, don't even try and play it solo. If you want to come join the Corp, just join our Corp TUL, the Unholy Legion Darkstar. And you'll find a group of players who will probably troll and shitpost you. But hey, if you understand and cannot get caught by trolls, your internet career and life will be a lot happier. And trust me, I do mean that. But I think just generally, this is something that I probably am a bit guilty of. I'm always a bit negative, maybe, when I should be a bit more reinforcing. And that's only because I can't imagine people would listen to what my opinion is, because it really is just a stupid ass man's opinion, I don't claim to know anything about computers or anything really. I just know what I like, and I love this game, and I think it's very fun. So, in a very rambling kind of long British, bumbling gentleman kind of way, Hopefully that makes sense, because I really do hope this game continues to grow. I think tell your friends about it, tell your gran about it. She could, for all we know, she could be a kick-ass sniper. And I think just get it out there and get your friends playing it. Even if they turn around and say what a load of shash, tell them it's a grower. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that. This marked a very interesting kind of middle ground for us. I think we are pitching to get 100 Kicking Dust videos out. I hope so, because there's not enough space on the list for 100. But we'll do at least 2.99 at some point in the next 6 months. But hopefully you're enjoying them. Send me an email, post in the comments, tell me what you'd like to see, and I think we'll do it. We're going to do more ARSE labs because people really like them. But otherwise, just let us know what you think. And I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.